Okay, so here's something to think about. Every single decision you make today, what to eat, whether to exercise, how you respond to an email, those choices are all shaped by one thing. And it's not willpower or motivation, it's your identity.
That's such a fascinating way to look at it. Most people think their decisions are just about what they want or need in the moment, but you're saying it's deeper than that?
Exactly. Your identity is like the foundation of everything. It's how you see yourself. And that perception drives your choices, your habits, even your standards. If you don't understand your identity, you're missing the key to understanding your behaviour.
So if someone wants to change their behaviour, like, say, they want to be more productive or healthier, they can't just focus on the actions themselves. They have to start with their identity.
That's exactly it. Because if your actions don't align with your identity, you're going to feel friction. Let's say someone wants to be more disciplined, but deep down, they see themselves as inconsistent. No matter how hard they try, they'll keep falling back into old patterns because their identity is pulling them in a different direction.
That makes so much sense. It's like the identity is the operating system and the actions are just the apps running on top of it. If the system isn't aligned, nothing works smoothly.
That's a great analogy. And here's the thing. Identity always overrides intention. You can have the best intentions in the world, but if they don't match how you see yourself, they won't stick.
So let's break this down. How does identity actually form? Is it something you're born with, or does it develop over time?
Identity is built through repetition. It's shaped by what you do consistently. Your habits, your past decisions, your daily actions, they all contribute to the story you tell yourself about who you are. And the more you repeat something, the more it becomes part of your identity.
That's such an empowering idea. It means that if you don't like the identity you've built, you're not stuck with it. You can change it by changing your actions.
Exactly. And that's the key takeaway here. Your identity isn't fixed. It's something you create. If you feel stuck in a certain version of yourself, it's only because you've been repeating the same patterns. But you can break those patterns and build a new identity.
So, if someone wants to shift their identity, where do they even start? It feels like such a big thing to tackle.
It starts with small wins. You have to prove something to yourself. Let's say you want to see yourself as a disciplined person. You don't need to overhaul your entire life overnight. You start small. Maybe it's making your bed every morning or sticking to a 5-minute daily habit. Those small actions create evidence that reinforces the identity you're trying to build.
And over time, those small actions add up. They become patterns, and the patterns shape your identity.
That's exactly it. Identity is built through patterns. The more you repeat something, the more you believe it about yourself. And the more you believe it, the more natural those actions feel. It's a cycle.
So it's not about making one big dramatic change. It's about consistent, repeated proof.
Right. Because when you try to jump too far, when you try to adopt an identity without the evidence to support it, it feels fake. And that's why it doesn't stick. You have to build it gradually, step by step.
That's such a helpful way to think about it. So the first step is deciding who you want to become, right? You have to get clear on the identity you're trying to build.
Exactly. Without clarity, you're just drifting. Once you define the identity, you can start aligning your actions with it. Even if it feels unnatural at first, that's how change happens.
So identity isn't something you wait for. It's something you actively build through your actions.
That's right. If you feel stuck in a certain version of yourself, it's not because you're permanently that way. It's just that you've been repeating the same patterns. And you can change those patterns.
That's such a powerful reframe. It puts the control back in your hands. You're not a victim of your circumstances. You have the ability to design who you become.
That's the big takeaway. Identity drives decisions, which drive actions, which create outcomes. If you want to change the outcome, you start by changing the identity.
It all connects, and it's such a different way of thinking about personal growth. Instead of fighting against yourself, you're working with your identity to create alignment.
Exactly. And that's where real transformation happens. When your actions and your identity are aligned, everything feels more effortless. You're not forcing change. It's just a natural extension of who you are.
So, what's next? Where do we go from here?
Next time, we're diving into the idea of standards. Identity sets the direction, but your standards define the level you operate at. It's going to sharpen everything we've talked about today.
I can't wait. This is such an important conversation, and I think it's going to resonate with a lot of people.
It will. Because at the end of the day, understanding your identity is the key to unlocking everything else.